Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the jobs that I did as an international student when I first came to Australia in 2017. So the first one is of retail assistant. It was in 2017, March it was. So I got this job via reference from one of my friends. It was in a small convenience store that used to sell all these chips, biscuits, ice cream, SIM cards, even slippers, t-shirts, smokes, all this stuff. So as a retail assistant, my day would start by setting up the store, cleaning it, restocking, receiving the delivery, all that sort, and I would do the selling, maintaining the register, maintaining the accounts, all that stuff. So it was basically night shift. I used to work 8 hours in a week, and I would get $18 per hour as my pay. It was a good start because I gained a lot of confidence and developed a good communication skill by working there. The reason I am saying good communication skill is because I knew the language English, even though it's my third language, but Australia being a multicultural land, every person would have a different accent, and for me, being new here, it was a bit difficult in the first month to kind of understand the people's needs and kind of respond accordingly. So I would ask them, sorry, excuse me, can you say that again, can you repeat it? But then that's how I learned the different accents, as in I could understand the different accents. My job was pretty simple, but then because it was at nighttime and close to many pubs that we have in Darwin, it was a bit risky at times because people would come with different moods and under the influence of alcohol. Most of the people were respectful, but there were incidences or some bad experience as well. So I would say it was a good start, but I was not made for that for a long term. So that was my first job. Second job was of pharmacy assistant. Now there's a funny story behind this. So when I started my job hunting, I would drop my resume to every possible store that I used to come across, and I was new in Darwin, so I would not remember the name of the store, but I had this habit of kind of following up with the resumes and stuff, because I would go back to the same place and visit every store and ask if there's any vacancy that has come up and stuff. So I came across this pharmacy and I decided on dropping my resume there. When I went up to the manager, she said there's no vacancy available, so there's no point in you dropping the resume. But I said, you know what, I have 1 year of pharmacology study done back home while I was pursuing my nursing studies. So in future, if you need somebody, just let me know. Even if there's no vacancy now, I would still like to drop my resume. She accepted. And when I followed it up after a couple of weeks, the pharmacy people had lost my resume. So I dropped another resume and said, I'm really keen to get a job here whenever there is an opening. So she said the same thing then as well, as in, we don't have any vacancy right now, but we'll let you know if there's one. So after I think a couple more weeks, I got a call from a store. It was the pharmacy. So when they told me the name of the pharmacy and said that they would like to interview me, I was like, okay, can you give me the address? Because I had been to so many stores, I had actually forgotten about that pharmacy completely. So I got the address, went there. The interview was for 10-15 minutes. They asked me about my experience or what I had studied. They asked me about common analgesics and cold and flu stuff. So I told them everything, and by that time, because it had already been a month, a little over a month that I was here, I had built that communication skill as well as the confidence that was required for the job. And the lady who was interviewing me was like, oh, you might have to kind of do a little bit of vacuuming at the start of the shift, and might have to sell medications and all this stuff. So I was like, I'm happy to do it. I've been doing it. She asked me if I had a retail experience, and I luckily had one. So my first job helped to get me my second one. So I was hired. I used to work every Saturday 4 hours, and I was paid $25 per hour, plus the Saturday loading, which was awesome. I was very happy when I got my second one, because working in a pharmacy meant getting exposed to these medications and knowing those medications. It helped me with my nursing studies that I was pursuing here. It helped me to kind of build that rapport with the patients that would come. I learned so much. I felt like I was getting paid to learn things. It wasn't like a job, it was like a learning venture for me. So I was so happy in that job, and plus it was paying me well, so I was very, very happy. My third job that I want to talk about is the aged care worker. So I was hired by an agency. I applied it online. A lot of people used to tell me that, oh, you won't get a job if you apply online. But this job, I got it by applying online. There's this agency called Your Nursing Agency. This agency hired me as assistant in nursing. And I would go to different nursing homes as an agency staff. So because I was stuck with all my assignments, and I already had 2 jobs in hand, so I did not get much time to work as agency staff. I would, I think, work once a month or maybe once in a couple of months, just to kind of have an experience in this aged care industry and to kind of build the foundation of my fundamentals in nursing. But then towards the end of my nursing studies, I actually asked one of the managers in a government nursing home if they had a part-time job available as aged care worker, and I got that job. So I started working in this aged care facility in Palmerston. It was a government funded, so they had this salary packaging option. It's not very complex, but I would like to tell you in such a way that I understood it. So it's basically the amount of income that you have. If you opt for the salary packaging thing, you don't have to pay tax for a certain amount. So if I was earning, for example, $1,600, I wouldn't have to pay tax for the first $600. So I would use that money to kind of pay for my rent and my fuel by the time I had a car, because Palmerston's very far from here. So salary packaging is a great, I think I'll discuss about this in one of my upcoming videos. So this job, I worked there as part-time. It paid me $22 per hour, and plus the extra loading. If you work afternoon shift or night shift, that's extra loading. If you work on weekends, there's extra loading there. So it was quite good. Like it helped me build a rapport with people in need. to kind of have a healthy conversation with my residents. So I really used to enjoy it. I also got chance to work in the dementia unit, which was a great experience. Yeah, so these were the 3 jobs that I took up as international student in Australia. If you want to know more about any of these jobs, just drop me your queries in the comment section, and I'll try to clear your queries. And if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, that's all for today. See you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. See you next time.